I wanted to show you a little bit about my room because I've changed a few things. If you remember, my table used to be in the middle and now it is over here. I made a U shape with these cabinets. I found that I was running to those cabinets a lot, so I decided to bring my work table over here and make this little U-shaped work area, and it's working out really well. I really like it. So everything is pretty much the same, I think, back here on this side. I don't think I've really changed anything at all. I don't think so. I did put my laptop there at the end, and it's next to the conservatory, and that's the project we'll be working on here in just a moment. Just a moment. There's the little dresser at the end of my table, and then there's the dresser that I painted navy, and it snugs up underneath the back of my work table. Over here is where I keep the sewing machine and the Cricut. I don't use the Cricut all the time, so it's okay that it sits back there and doesn't really have a dedicated space. There is the conservatory, and kind of looks like a jungle at the moment, no pun intended. I need to get in here and prune. It's overgrowing. It needs some attention, so I will do that. But it's doing really well. It's super happy. So this rug here at my feet, this is a vintage Persian rug, and that's kind of what started the whole deal. Isn't it pretty? So during the Black Friday sale this past Black Friday, I got this on Etsy at a rug store, and it's in Turkey. And this gorgeous, beautiful rug, I think it's almost 7 feet by 9 feet approximately. And they had them on sale at a wicked, wicked, wicked sale. Like, I couldn't get a brand new rug this size here locally for the same price I was getting this for from Turkey. My problem is that when you put a rug down on the floor, guess what? Well, you got to move everything, because it goes underneath stuff. And that's when I started moving things around. And I thought, I just need to move. I just need to move stuff. So I moved my table over there, and it does make it a lot more efficient for me. And then I found that I have a whole lot of room in the middle of this room for another table. And this is just an old card table that I set here in the middle with a chair. It's close to my computer desk, so that's nice. This is the bookcase some of you might remember from the first studio video that I showed in the corner. I said I was going to be doing something with it. Well, I put this electric fireplace like space heater. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be building this old bookcase into a fireplace mantle. So hopefully when I show it to you next time, or maybe we'll just do a whole video on it, I'm going to make that into a fireplace to where it just looks like a built-in fireplace. And there's Seymour taking up space as he does. So let me think. The big honkin' light I told you guys about. So do you see this armature that comes out from the wall? It is bolted to a stud, right in the middle of those two windows. And what's cool about this is it can telescope, it can swivel, it can swing, and it holds my heavy video light and my very huge unwieldy 3-foot parabolic umbrella that goes over the video light. And what's nice about this room is that it has fairly high ceilings, so I can actually push the big honkin' light up and out of the way if I wanted to, like up to the ceiling, and you can totally walk underneath it. Well, I can. Some of you might not be able to, but I don't have a problem with that. But it's nice because it doesn't take up any floor space. There's not a light stand that takes up floor space. And so you're not tripping over light stands. Oh, I do want to show you right here the thing that holds my camera, because several people wondered about that. And it's just made out of PVC pipe and a metal plate. That's all it is. Well, and a few funky things that my husband jury rigged together. So there's the plate, and the PVC pipe with all the paint all over it is bolted to the plate, and there's a heavy weight on the back of that plate. You can probably see it there. and that holds everything down. And then it just comes up and there's an elbow that comes forward, and then the camera attaches to this interesting contraption here, and so that it can face down. So I'm dizzy now. Now I'm car sick. Ugh. Let's get on with the project. So Hallie tagged me. She made a video where she used some Sculpey Clay to make some faux wax seals, which she thought was a fail because she thought they were too brittle. She thought they were too delicate. Now, I agree and I disagree, respectfully, Hallie. So I don't know if she was just expecting them to be able to withstand World War III. Maybe she was going to use them for a purpose that they needed more strength. We're going to assess the situation from our end and see what happens. Does that sound good? So I have some Sculpey, and some of it's a little ancient. Like this black is a little, and I know I could go put it in the white too. I could go pop it in the microwave for just, I know it says do not, but it's just to soften it up. But these are fairly new, these three, and so they're much softer. I'm going to try and keep mine at least, probably not 1/4 of an inch, because I think that's a little too thick. Perhaps between 1/8 and 1/4. How about that? So we're talking like 4 millimeters maybe. Does that sound copacetic to everybody? So I'm going to take a small ball of the Sculpey Clay, and this happens to be silver, and let's see, the ball is about a little bit bigger than 1/2 inch in diameter, and you can use more or less depending on your seals. These two are, I think they're 1 inch. Yes, this one is 1.25 inches, and then this one is bigger than 1/2 inch, but not quite 3/4 of an inch. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this one, and I don't know, how about this? And let's see what happens. I'm going to press it down and try to keep it even all the way around. I'm going to peel it off. That's not too bad. Now, just got to carefully make it flat again, because when you pull it off of the seal, it wants to cup in the middle. So I'm going to just fold that back a bit, and I will lay this one aside. And I think you just have to play around and see how much Sculpey it takes you. And perhaps you're like me, and this would just be basically either a decoration on a package, on a journal page, piece of mixed media, something like that. It's not going to be used for a tool and not just a pretty thing. pretty thing. Kind of looks like an elephant. Oops, doesn't look like an elephant on that side. I don't know, it just looks like an elephant to me. His little ears on either side, and there's his trunk. I don't know. So let me take this one. Smashy, smashy. And pull that back. Pretty, huh? So on the swirly, swirly ones, sometimes it camouflages your design a little bit depending on how dark or light it is. So look at this one. See, it's hard to see the N, but then this one is a lot black, and I think that one's easier to see the N. So what I'm going to do, if I have it here, do I have it? Do I have it? No. I'm going to take some of this gilding wax. I'm going to do some of the gilding wax before it's baked, and then some of them I'm going to leave plain, and I'll do it afterward. And we'll see if it makes a difference, or if it goes away in the oven or something. And if you don't have gilders, wax, you can use just regular metallic paint. You would just have to wait until after the bake. I'm just wondering if by doing it this way, if the gold would become one with the Sculpey and I wouldn't have to seal it later with some kind of a sealer so that the gold doesn't rub off. Because, you know, it's just wax, and so put your hot little hands on it, or somebody else puts their hot little hands on it, and you can melt it. I like the Gilder's wax to look a little bit messy. I don't want it just on the raised areas. I want it a little kind of everywhere, but not to where it takes away from what it's actually supposed to do, which is to define. So there we go. So the ends are a lot easier to read now. And then I have some more over here that I did earlier. Here's the black one, and the black, you can see that the black cracked a little bit. It doesn't kill me, it doesn't look quite like molten wax. It looks more like you tried to stamp it when the wax was too dry, or too cool, I should say. Since I have a whole slew now, a veritable slew, I will go put these in the oven and we will see what happens to them. Those that have the Gilder's wax on them and those that don't. I will be back. I think they have to bake it, it's right around 300, right? Right? Sculpey? Sculpey? Come on, Sculpey! Okay, there it is. I was gonna say, oh my goodness, really? It's not on there? It is. It's on there. 15 minutes for 1/4 of an inch. And that's about what we're working with here, approximately. So I'm gonna go pop these in for 15 minutes and I will be right back. Okay, here we are. They're out of the oven. They are cooled off so I don't burn my fingers. And the gold did live through the baking process. It is pretty shiny. Does it rub off on my fingers though? Yeah, a little bit. I don't think it became one with the Sculpey. Oh, curses. That's what I was hoping for. I have some copper. Let's put some copper on maybe this red one. See what the copper looks like. It looks kind of rose gold more than copper to me. Because copper is more orange, I think, and this one is definitely pinker than copper. So these, I'm gonna definitely have to seal them with maybe a spray of acrylic sealer. That's okay. Not gonna hurt anything. I'll just use a matte sealer. So there is this one. I don't know, doesn't that look rose gold? A little more rose gold? I don't know. It does here in person. On this camera up here, it looks a little orangier. On this one, it doesn't look as orangey. It looks pinker. Well, it does at the moment, but I will fix that in post. So hopefully you won't see a difference. Okay, so there is, I do like that rose gold color. I have metallic stuff all over my fingers. And I have some silver. So let's put a little silver on this silver one, make it a little more silver. I think some black ink would look pretty cool too. Maybe some stays on would be awesome. Or some alcohol ink. Pretty pretty. So there is the silver one, and now it's really silver. Pretty. And let me see if I can reach them. Alcohol ink here. Some pens. The only bad thing about alcohol ink pens, well, alcohol ink, is you can't really buff it. buff it. Not Jimmy Buffett, but buff it as in once it's there, it is there. So you have to be cognizant of where you're putting it and make sure that that's where you want it. Did you want it there? Because if you didn't, it's too late. It's too late. Let me get, these are the ones that don't have anything on them at all. I think this one needs some silver on it. Since I did all the other black ones with gold, let's do this one with some silver, since it has some silver Sculpey in it anyway. This one reminds me of a deep dish pizza with stuffed crust. a little hog wild, a little overboard on this one. There we go. And here's this one. I think I'm gonna do silver on this one too. This one is where I mixed silver and gold, but I think I'm gonna highlight with the silver since the gold is more predominant as far as in the Sculpey. It's the dominating tone. So let's highlight with silver. That looks nice. I like that. It is lovely. And then I have these two in gold. And this one probably needs a shine up of gold. Just maybe hit the high points again. And I was real ginger with this one. Gingerly touched it because I didn't want to squish the letters because they're super fine. And well, I'm going to put some more on this one too. So this is the tree, and this is the same deal on the tree. I didn't want to go too heavy-handed. So there's that. Am I going to try and snap one in half like Hallie did? I don't know. I like them. Maybe I'll pick one that I don't love and try and snap it. Well, I don't really love this one. The one that I did with the alcohol ink. I don't love it. So yeah, it snaps, right? But there's lots of stuff in your journals and in your books that snap. I'm just going to say that. There's lots of stuff. You just don't manhandle it. Stop it. Don't journal angry. I like the looks of them. If you break it down, which I'm not going to do because I cannot dance. A wax seal is really fragile because it's wax. So these are going to be sturdier than a real wax seal. And perhaps a better alternative to wax would be these Sculpey seals instead. What do you think? Is the verdict still out? Do you like them? Is this something you might utilize in your own projects? Sculpey is fairly inexpensive. These are on sale right now at Joann Fabrics if you are in the United States. A 2-ounce block, and these are 2-ounce blocks. The normal price is only $3.50, but they're half off right now. Just super, super, super cheap. And they've got so many beautiful colors. So, I mean, there was this beautiful, like a deep Caribbean blue that was gorgeous. Well, I mean, they're just everything. I mean, almost any color you could think of, and then you can mix them and make other colors. So if you have a signature color that you're going for, you could definitely mix your own colors and then highlight in the Gilding Wax if you'd like. Those of you that do not live near a Joann's, I will put some links to some Sculpey and some Fimo because, I mean, it's the same thing, it's just a different brand. I just happen to have Sculpey today. I'll put some links to some clay for you to look at my Amazon favorites page, which the link is right below this video. And for a mere pennies, you too could make stuffed crust deep dish pizza with your initial on it, or a tree. You could put a tree on it. You could put a bird on it. For those of you in Portland, some of you might get that reference. But I think I have wasted enough of your time today. I have to go get busy. I'm in the middle of something, so I gotta get back to work. But I felt the need to stop for a little bit today and show you the change around in my room and make some unwax seals and take a little bit of a break. My favorite, is the black. I love the black. Not digging the black with the silver as much, but the black and the red, especially with the gold. Mamas, those are pretty. So pretty, pretty, pretty. I love that. I like to swirl them. I think it looks really cool with the red and the black. So those are my favorites. I mean, they're all pretty, but I really like this. It really stands out. The gold really makes the black stand out nicely. All right, guys, I will be back really soon, and we can have some more fun and make some more things and solve all the world's problems. So let's do that. Make a date and we'll do that. And I hope everybody is having a great week. I will see you all really, really soon in the next video. Bye, guys.